Welcome to the Bang the Drum podcast, the happy edition in honor of the great Phil Robertson, who passed away almost a week ago. Some like him, some didn't, but at the end of the day, he's a fundamentally sound person, good family, structured, a little weird with the redneck stuff, but funny nonetheless. So here we are, happy. That's right. And I'm happy for other reasons, Stevie boy. There's a giant orange disc in the sky.
What is that?
I don't know what that is. My skin feels weird.
It's weird.
It is weird. So a little tidbit about myself, and you do not need to comment on this. So I have been known to have the rain chase me. So, for example, it's rained on me in Las Vegas at least twice. And
maybe
three.
It never rains.
Never rains in Vegas. It rained on me in a drought in California. So at that time, I offered up my services. You know, if you're out there state level, federal level, you need water, you need rain, fly me out, consultation fee, you'll get your rain, I'll be miserable, you can pay me, everything's fine, right? So Denver is known as a bad weather city to us, but in reality, as my cousin frequently reminds me, they have more sunny days than we do, and they have extensive rain. So we were there in Denver, Stevie boy, rained on us, thunderstorm, and a setting like this, we were eating, but it was closed in like that type of curtain or whatever, so you're outdoors but you're not, thundering like crazy, and like, we never see this, and it rained 2 or 3 days straight. You're welcome, Denver. Here we are.
They got their rain.
They got the rain, and I got my misery. So we're happy to be here. We're happy because the sun is finally shining. I can't wait for drought season myself. Should be happening soon, hopefully. Got 4 or 5 days extended sunshine. The Red Legs are playing well. We'll talk about that. How you doing, Stevie boy?
I am doing just wonderful. Been a crazy couple weeks. We're back at you. Glad to be here. It's going to be another good show. We got a lot of stuff coming up. This time of year can be a little slow, but because of the Cincinnati Bengals are who they are, they always put some stuff in the news.
Yeah, they got some material.
Yeah, so they always help us out that way. So it's going to be a good one. Glad to be here. It's going to be fun, brother.
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for asking. As we move along, I always do that because you never fucking ask because you're rude. Oh, cussing.
I don't care.
I know you don't care. You're that kind of person. So I got something to point out here before we get going. So you pulled up in your slingshot today, and we'll talk more about that in another episode.
I did.
You had
a little chilly this morning. I go lie.
I'd say it was. I told Sadie, I said, I bet you the idiot shows up in the slingshot, and I meant that as kindly as I possibly could. And she goes, yeah, he probably will. Sadie's my daughter, and she's 14, and she's like, he's out there, Dad. I said, I can hear him. He goes, he's out there bobbing his head, and I think he's singing the lyrics to Eye of the Tiger. Is that true?
Oh, absolutely. I cranked her on. I have I call it Who Day podcast, or a Who Day page, and it's just strictly Bengals stuff. I got CCR, GNR. It's just, well,
so just because it's got Tiger in it, you think Eye of the Tiger is Bengals? I'm going Rocky. That's Rocky.
Well, yeah, but I can do whatever I want.
You can. Speaking of CCR, you like CCR?
I love it. Top 2 or 3 band.
Really? Yeah,
love
I like Fogarty. He's still good.
Oh, yeah.
He's still good.
Yeah.
Speaking of CCR, so I could be wrong on this. I'm 99% sure I'm right. So I had it on the bucket list last week. Visited the same cousin I talked about in Denver. Red Rocks Amphitheater. You have those items in your life, maybe, most probably do, they're listening, where you build it up. We've had football games that way that usually disappoint, or some event or someplace you want to see, right? New York's that way to me. But so Red Rocks has been on my list, right, to see a concert out there, and it had to be somebody I really like. So I saw the Black Keys, Akron's finest. Akron, Ohio, the Black Keys. Love the Black Keys. Seen them at Riverbend before. Saw them at Red Rocks, and it's quite the hike up there, dude. It's no joke. So if you ever go and you're not the best of shape, or you can't walk very well, get there early, park on top. We did not. But they put on a fucking show, dude. They were awesome.
We're good.
And the CCR references, they covered Heard It Through the Grapevine, like that CCR version. You remember that?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, they did the rock version of that.
Yeah.
So the bass line in it. So they are back from the Keys guitar playing. I like the blues influence. He was outstanding. So if you get a chance to go sometime, Joe Bonamusa is going to be out there in August. Great guitar player. He'd be great to see there.
Great guitar player.
Acoustics are just amazing out there. So pretty cool day. So here's what we got upcoming, Stevie boy. I'm sure you'll forget, you're being you. You don't have your pink vape now. Did you change it? Pressure get to you?
Yeah, no, it's just
The pressure got to you. You gave in.
I just switch them up.
I don't believe that.
This is actually this is pineapple.
Pineapple. White, blue pineapple?
Yeah.
Happy, happy, happy. I am smoking a Monte Cristo, which I bought, and they cut it for me.
And I did not bring any alcohol, so my buddy is producing Cincy Light. Mm-hmm. It actually is pretty good.
I like it.
It's pretty good.
I'm drinking the same, a little lighter. We're recording pretty early, but Monte Cristo from Denver.
It's not that early.
It's noon.
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Noon on a Saturday. It's like
I think they wrote a song about that.
They did. It's always sunny edition here. It's drinking time somewhere.
So, just drink when it's sunny, which you would drink like maybe once every 2 weeks.
You wouldn't drink much here lately, that's for sure. Not this spring. So yeah, we got a couple things upcoming. Also, if you hear any beer sponsors out there, we got something in the works for cigar sponsors. Yep. If you want to sponsor the podcast, reach out to us on Twitter. I'll get all the handles here for you shortly. You can shoot us a message. We're going to talk about a couple other things there and promote where we're at, some things going on. But June 14th, 2 weeks from today, Saturday, that's when we plan on doing this, and we got a few things surrounding that. We will be Field Day, DEY, formerly known as Paul Brown Stadium, because I forget what, Paycor there? Paycor, we will be there.
Which they sold also.
Yeah. Is it Acrisure or something?
Yeah, I don't remember, but they sold. Now, whether they keep it Paycor, I don't know.
We will, enough stadium issues, which we will get into. Yeah. But we are going to be there, somewhat live. We're going to be there live.
Yeah.
We'll be doing some video posts from there.
Sure.
And some various other things potentially. If we get some shirts in, we may do a giveaway from there. But we will be outside of, formerly known as Paul Brown Stadium. We will be touring, as we have before, the Bengals locker room. We will throw a touchdown pass.
I'm sure I'll be the one catching it because I'm the hands guy.
Because you can't throw.
I'm the cannon.
Damn,
I got a cannon too.
My hands are better than yours, and my arms better than yours. And my face is better than my brain.
Two total lies that you have recorded.
No way.
Recorded.
My hands are way better than yours, and my arms way better. There's people who vouch that. It's not even close.
I won't argue the arm, but there ain't no way you got better hands than me.
My hands are way. I'm glue fingers, dude.
Whatever. You can't even spell glue.
So we'll be there on the field, in the locker room. I don't remember where else. Student Stadium, some other shit. But I think it might be a little different this year. So that's fun.
Yeah.
That's a good time. Fun. And we will have his...
We didn't do it last year, did we? We did it the year before.
Yeah, we did 2 years ago, I think. I don't think... They didn't do it last year because there was some sort of concert there. Some goofy-ass... Sorry for offend you here, but I will. Some dumb-ass country concert there that... You know... sorry, I'm moving along. So yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be a good time. Pretty cool to see the inside. That weight room's unbelievable. Have basketball rims in there.
And actually, they redid it since I think we've been there.
Yeah,
and the locker room they redid.
It's really cool. Really cool. Good experience. So that's a lot of fun. Almost, while I was in Denver, almost went to their stadium and did a tour, but I said hell with it, did not. So we move on. Ring of Honor voting. It's going to be a different time this year.
It is.
Usually they set it up where it's that primetime game, week 3?
Yeah, it's a 1 o'clock game.
Yeah, 1 o'clock game. That's fun. I mean, that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
So who we have? We got Breach, kicker, James Brooks, Chris Collinsworth, David Fulcher, just unbelievable safety. We talked about him a few weeks ago, right?
Yep.
Max Montoya. I'm going to be honest with you. I shouldn't say this on the air. I used to kind of have a little crush on his daughter. Is that wrong? Is it wrong to say that?
If she was like 11, yeah.
She was not.
Okay.
Thanks for the clarification. Yeah. Dave Lapham. Everybody knows who he is. Parrish safety, right?
Yep.
The great Bob Trumpy, which we're going to spiel on him a little bit, and Reggie Williams. So if you had to vote today, who would you be your two out of that group? Then I'll go.
Well, so I'm torn. I know, for one, what Lapp has done for the organization.
Absolutely.
He played all 5 positions. I played him at a really good level. And for him to be an ambassador for the Bengals like he has, you got to get him in.
Great.
I mean, I'm voting Lapp for sure. And honestly, how talented James Brooks was and the steal that they got for him.
It was good.
It's Brooks and Lapp.
So Brooks was like, I don't know what they say, 190 maybe, but played physical.
Very physical.
He was way more physical than Mixon or Chase Brown, honestly. I'm not saying he's better, but he was
very physical.
Better, but he was way more physical and
he could catch, dude.
Oh, he was
so good out of the backfield.
Super quick.
Boomer would hit him anytime he could.
Hell of a back.
Yeah.
So my two, I agree with you on Lapp, but I'm going a different route. for a couple reasons. Bob Trumpy. Trumpy not only was a great player, just an exceptional announcer. Him and Don Criqui.
This is one of this. I was torn on this a little bit.
Trumpy was so good as an announcer, and that doesn't get him in the Hall of Fame, but he was a really good player, you know.
Yes.
And the thing is, like, you think about Pete Rose and those guys getting up in age. Trumpy's not young.
No.
I think to do that while he's alive,
Which is why I was torn.
Honestly, I think the Bengals should circumvent the voting on that one and get him in regardless.
I do too.
I think it's the honorable thing to do and the right thing to do.
Just put him in.
He's going to get in anyway.
Right.
Yeah, let them vote too and then put him in anyway.
Put him in anyway. Yeah.
So
and it almost would lap. It almost feels like he should be almost a separate kind of.
He's crossing over in two different areas.
Right? Yeah.
And he's a Hall of Famer in both from a team standpoint.
Yes.
Hell of an announcer. You know, and he's more than that to the Bengals, what he does now, right? I mean, he's a homer, make no mistake. But he's funny, he's entertaining. You know, we met him in a Reds game there one time. So, you know, I think Trumpy, you know, I don't think I'm speaking out of line here, but I know he's real good friends with Marty Brenham. And you know, Marty talked about it once. Like, I think he's just a good guy. You know, they did a thing for him a couple years ago on the screen, whatever. I think it'd be interesting to see how it pulls out. I think all of the folks that are on this list should be in at one point or another.
And if you go look at his numbers for a tight end
back
in the
then,
era where he played,
absolutely,
it's unreal.
They had to block back then.
Yes. And he could do it all. He could go down the seam. He had speed. He had hands. You know, Ken didn't matter. I mean, Ken would throw him the ball. It was a safety valve. And again, I was young enough to where I have to go back and watch a lot of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But, man, when you watch his highlights and stuff, you're like, man, what could he do in this era where if he could just chip, you know what I mean, like they do now, and then run or just go out wide, which he never done. Everything was in line, right, with him. So, they knew how to use him, you know.
And you think, like, Montoya, what I remember about him was him going to the Raiders, I think. You remember that?
I hate it. Probably one of the biggest losses.
He's a good player.
I mean, that they've probably ever had. Really.
He's big time. Then Fulcher, who, you know, I met. I think you said, did you meet him too? You said?
I met him too,
Yeah, big guy, heck of a player. So Collinsworth speaks for himself, you know. He gets a lot of razzing. I didn't post the video, and I'll talk about that shortly, but I have the video still. But when he's really young, you know, relatively speaking, on the inside of the NFL, and that's 1992.
Right.
That's 33 years ago, will be, this season. And he's doing, it's amazing. Like, he hasn't really aged that much, right? I mean, that's impressive. So, his numbers, you know, he's really good right out of the gate.
And as far as his commentary and how he handles the Bengals and stuff, think about that.
That's tough.
Everybody knows who he played for, so it's like
and where he
for
lives,
him not to be a homer,
where he lives,
and then the company he owns that is located in Cincinnati. So it's like that would be tough not to be a homer, but yet be a fan of his team, and you know it would. You know, I if any of these guys get in, it ain't gonna bother me at all.
Yeah,
I think maybe Breach needs to be pushed down.
He can get there. Yeah, but I'd be upset if Trumpy didn't make it. For the reasons we already talked about, but, you know, he's going to get in at some point, but you want guys to experience that, right? I mean, he's got to be 80, right? He's right out. So, we'll see. And I think, like, you know, jumping to hockey real quick, there's a guy named Biz, and most people like him. You know how we feel about it. He's the clown on the show. There's always got to be one. He'll get on there and talk about how much he loves the Maple Leafs. I'm praying to the gods for just all the stupid shit. Collinsworth doesn't do that.
No.
And he's not. He may overcorrect the other way. I don't even think he does, honestly.
I think sometimes he does, but that goes back to it'd be tough.
Yeah, it's tough. It's not an easy deal. So that'll be interesting to see when that comes out, Ring of Honor. I haven't voted officially yet, but I will do that shortly. OTAs. We'll talk about some of the depth chart there, specifically O-line, and then we'll get into some more of the drama. So what did you hear about OTAs? What do you believe? What don't you believe? And then I'll talk a little bit about what they saw depth chart-wise.
So Fairchild has been getting, and again, we're talking May, right? End of May. But he's been getting the majority of the snaps at left guard.
Yep, as he should.
Yeah, and then between Volson and Ford has been getting most of them at right. And I did not know this. Volson took most of his snaps with the, was it Buffalo? What are they called?
Bison.
Anyway, yeah, Bison, sorry. At right guard. I didn't know this. I thought he was left guard, and I thought, well, why? Maybe there might be something there if he goes back to his other position. Well, we've talked very badly about Wilson. Yep. But either way, he's going to be in the rank. He took a pay cut,
Yes, all.
Yeah, which was very odd, to be honest with you. I think they saved like $500,000 on the cap.
Yeah.
He got a little bit of money extra up front. Really weird, actually. I don't... Because if they cut him, it's not doing much. So I don't... And it hurt him.
Yeah, they probably threatened. Hey, we're going to cut
They
you
did
guys.
threaten.
Yeah.
Because he was on Dan and even said the reason why he stayed was because of Scott Peters.
Yeah.
And he wanted to learn the technique and learn those different things to get him to a different level, which was still not very good. But we won't get into that too much more. But yeah, that's what I've heard. From what I hear, T and Jamar, all smiles.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
I'm sure they are.
Gesicki's looking good. I hear, Moore from Duke has been a standout receiver.
Yep.
Pretty much. And Knight is super vocal. Said he's already acts like he's coming in, being a leader. So.
Yeah, I've heard a lot that Lucas Patrick's getting a lot of snaps at right guard too. Though.
All three of them are, but from what Dan told me.
Told you.
Me and Dan's close.
Yeah, you guys are tight.
Yeah. But from what he said the other day, that it looked like that Cordell and this week, last week I think Patrick was getting a lot, but this week was Volson and.
For those of you scratching your head, like, who's Scott Peters? You mean Scott Peters?
I said Peters. Or I meant to say Peters.
Say Peters.
I meant Peters.
I don't care what you meant. I know what you said, dude. So we move on.
We haven't seen each other in 2 weeks, so this might be an adventure today.
So Trey, we don't know what's true and what's not true. I want to throw a word of caution first. We get into training camp. This happens. It's the Hard Knocks appeal effect, right? So, young so-and-so's looking good. Undrafted. And then they don't make the team. They don't make anybody else's team. Happens every year.
Every year.
It's just like the draft nonsense, right? So, I mean, you still listen to it, and, I just wouldn't put a whole lot of faith into it, right? So, what you do want to put faith into is if they practice against another team and we're here, you'll get the straight shot.
Absolutely.
There won't be any, he's looking good. We'll say they all fucking suck.
Yeah.
And they need to step their game up.
Yeah.
Because we're here to win this fucking Super Bowl. Because we're real men.
We've talked about the real men thing.
We want to win a Super Bowl.
We're actually old real men. We've
That's
talked
right.
about that too.
Our goal is to win the championship.
Yes.
That is a tricky one. Because I've thought about that the last few years. You get spoiled those 2 years. And even the high moments when they're winning games, you don't feel real good because they're 4-5 or whatever, right? And it's tough because you do have, getting off topic here, but you have what I think will be the greatest quarterback in the franchise history, the greatest receiver in franchise history, and one of the greatest receivers in franchise history in T.
Yeah.
And honestly, one of the best pass rushers in franchise history, if not the, in Trey.
And Trey.
And you got all that, but if you don't win a championship, everything's just like...
Yeah.
And rightfully so, right? It's just, but you got to enjoy it to a degree.
You do
as well. It's tough. That's a thin line right there.
Yes.
So the drama regarding Trey, did they offer him $28-29 million, as they're saying? Nobody knows the truth.
Nobody knows the truth.
But if they did, that's like a 75% pay increase, something like that. It's not a good look for old Trey Boy.
No, it's not. And I think the big thing that Trey is looking for is structure and years, right?
He wants the years, the guaranteed years.
But here's the thing with how the Bengals usually do business. That second year is usually, it won't be guaranteed, but you can almost put it. I mean, let's say Trey comes out this year and gets 12, 13 sacks. He may not get, you know what I mean?
He's not going to get 17.
He's probably not going to get 17. If he does, well, it's going to be another great year. Okay, you paid him, whatever. But let's say he comes out and he has that. That's probably still good enough for that kind of money. You know what I mean? So then
absolutely.
They're not going to release him next year. Now, if he comes out this year and gets one sack,
or gets hurt,
or whatever, then they're thinking, okay, now you got a 31, 32-year-old, blah, blah, blah. So it makes it super tough. I mean, that's why I've said before, they're both in the right and they're both in the wrong. Like, it's hard to go one way or the other on this.
It is, and it's tricky. Also, we have a sponsor today. Our background noise is brought to you by cicadas.
Cicadas, yeah.
And thousands
So I
of
don't
them.
think they're even supposed to be here. I think everything's just screwed up.
It's every 17 years, and there's breed this, breed that. Who the hell knows?
Yeah,
So, who knows? But
I got a buddy, he's dead down here.
Yeah, there's a few of them around here. So, there's one right there. So, it's tricky. I just think Trey looks a little bit... Had he not said anything last year, maybe this looks a little different. when they couldn't do anything because they just signed him and he's moaning and groaning. You know what I mean? It's just, or whatever year it was. It's just, but like we said, they never look good, the front office, though, because they don't handle anything. They just, I'm not saying they're doing this, but they hide behind the curtains a little bit. Don't speak anything, so they always look bad. Maybe
no, they do that exactly. They hide behind the freaking curtain.
Yeah,
that's why no one ever comes out and speaks. And they make Zach go out there and talk for the front office, which is, to be honest, is a crock of shit.
Yeah,
he shouldn't have
no,
come
he
out
shouldn't
there
have to face
and face
nope.
The music like he does. He shouldn't have to do it, but he does.
And he's probably doing a better job than Duke did at the combine. Let's be real.
For sure.
That was awful.
Because he lied about everything.
Yeah, it's just an embarrassing turn of events. So with the front office in mind, how they changed the contract structure on Shamar Stewart and the rookies, which he's drafted basically the same spot as Mims was last year, they put that language in there, and his agent says, hell no. Ugh.
So
tough look.
So that we don't know, though, because Mims didn't come out publicly. Maybe the damn thing was in it last year, and that's why Mims didn't sign till July last year.
I'd say
it's just that no one spoke up or nobody said anything. Now, is this maybe a one? Okay, let's try to start doing this. But either way, why the kid hasn't at least signed the void injury thing and been out there practicing?
He should be.
Who cares if he signs in July or August? Because, like I said, Mims was like the end of August, or the end of July last year. Who cares? The point is, he's not practicing.
That hurts.
You know, he's not getting the reps. Trey's not there. So there's no all them reps are his to have, and I don't care if it's OTAs, if it's rookie minicamp, I don't care. Like, these are...
It matters.
It matters. Now, I guess he's in a classroom. I guess he's studying. He's doing his thing, but it matters, man. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to set him back.
But, that's how people always described you. You're always in the classroom when you were a kid.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Student
body. The amount of time I put in.
Student of the game.
If it was a 40-minute class, I was in tune at least 5 minutes.
That's right. They're early. Get your nap in.
And then drumming on the desk, getting yelled at, being sent to the office. Not a big deal.
No. You got to do what you got to do.
No, I was practicing.
That's right.
Practice.
Practice. Yeah, I think, as you know, if you listen to us, I wanted Shamar Stewart, love him, but he's not the most polished guy right now. So it even mean he's not some veteran, guy that's got a lot of production. He's clean. You don't have to worry about it. He's not that. So, yeah, I don't. At the end of the day, will it matter? Probably not. I mean, it could matter this year for the first part of the year, and they need to start out quick. So we'll see.
Which is exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's been their Achilles heel for they went 3-1 or 3-2 the Super Bowl year, I think, and then after that it's been shit. So they got to start faster.
Yep. So we'll see how that goes, but it's another thing where it just makes the Bengals look cheap because it's not happening anywhere else, right? And it's I'm okay. Like I said before, you operate a little different than everyone else. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're really, really winning and doing it, coming out of the gates, and then they're not, right? So I don't know. It looks cheap on both cases. I don't think it really is with Trey, but it does look that way on the surface. So we'll see. Bengals all season schedule. So back for OTAs June 2nd through 4th. That's all-season training. Those are voluntary. Mandatory mini June camp is June 10th through 12th. And then most importantly, June 14th, Scotty D and Stevie Z will be at the stadium, formerly known as Paul Brown. They're live. We will be there. And then training camp, they don't have the official date out yet. You're looking mid-20, July 20, somewhere around there. So,
dude, it's going to be here before we know it.
Yep, we'll go. We'll be there. We'll be there. Hopefully, one of the practices. They practice against another team. I haven't seen anything on that either. So
they are not.
You're not doing it this year.
Zach said no.
Did he? That's a shame. Well, we'll be there. We'll go to one training camp. We'll go.
You heard it here, Bengals fans.
We'll go. I hate that because I kind of like that, honestly.
I think the reason why is they're going to play more in the preseason. I think
that's true.
I think they wanted to get it because they wasn't going to play much in preseason. Let's get them the inter squad and then go away and do the teams this year. I think they're going to play a lot more.
Yeah, it's that was always the school of thought way back when. How much they played. Then they had 4 preseason games. The third one was always serious. I don't mean the Bengals. I mean the NFL as a whole.
They at least played a half.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. And it was real. Right. Yeah. They were going at it, game planning and everything else. I still think that hurts teams when they don't do it, but especially. Practices are different now, so training camp's not physical. You're not doing Oklahoma drills. You're not doing all the stuff that they used to do. And I get it, but it definitely hurts the quality of football in week 1, week 2, not just the Bengals, across the board.
Right.
So that's the off-season schedule. Oh, note there, I posted a video, and I'll get to the YouTube channel. I don't remember this. Maybe you do. So Jeff Fisher's like 0-6 or 0-7, right? And they're getting their ass waxed with Tennessee, I think. He goes in front of a speaking engagement for a charity. It's during the season. Puts on a Peyton Manning jersey, who's in his division. Gets up in front of the mic. You may wonder why I have this on, because I wanted a winner. I feel like a winner. And he meant it jokingly, but can you imagine how his team reacted?
Right.
Bradshaw's like, this is 09 or something like that, or 08. And Bradshaw's like, it's a horrible look. I'm friends with him. How's his locker room feel? So we always feel like all this drama and stuff's new. This stuff's been going on for even coaches and everybody else, right? Every team goes through it at some point or another. It's also weird, like, watching games. You forget, I mean, you and I are lifelong football fans, but watching games in Buffalo Stadium, and they're awful. Bengals are thumping them. Chiefs Stadium, Bengals are going out there thumping them with Dalton. They're awful with pre-Andy Reid. So people forget, right? Oh, they're great fans. The crowd's not into it. They're getting their ass handed to them, so strange. As we move on, AFC North position rankings. We did quarterback and receiver a few weeks ago. I'm going to talk about running back today. Put them in order. Who do you got first? Who you got second? Who you got third? Who you got fourth?
So
Stevie boy.
I'll go through. I got the Bengals first, and I'm not being a homer on that, and I'll hit on that in a minute. I got Ravens, Browns, Steelers.
Okay.
I've got basically, I think, well, Chase is probably going to get 15 to 18 carries a game, probably, depending on how the game's going. I think if something, God forbid, would happen to Chase, I think Brooks is the guy that's going to come in and get the carries. I really do. I really do. So Madre, he'll be that third down protector, but Taj Brooks can also do some third down stuff, and he's a pretty good pass protector. So it kind of, he may take a few of them snaps from P-Ryan. So Zach Moss, he took the pay cut. That was weird too. I get that he's injured, blah blah blah.
Yep.
You know, but then I think that he took that pay cut. Then they signed some P-Ryan, right? I can't remember which one happened first.
I think P. Ryan was first because he had the injury thing they were working through with Moss.
Okay. So, I mean, if that's the case, then, I mean, to have Zach Moss as your fourth guy,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty good, a lot better than last year.
Hell yeah.
You know, Ravens, I got Henry, and Justice Hill's a really good back. And then Kent Mitchell, pretty good back too. Browns, Sampson, Junkins, and Ford. Ford's a pretty good back. He's not bad at all. For him to be a UC boy. For him to be number 3, or at least on my list, Steelers, I really don't care. I mean, Caleb Johnson, Kenneth Gainwell, and Evan Hall. I don't even know. Hall, I think, Hull. I don't even remember who he is. But Gainwell's a pretty good back, and Caleb Johnson was good in college. So we'll see how everything goes. But I just like the Bengals room.
Yeah, I disagree with you to a point here, but I like the room too. But I hate using that word room, but you went with the douchey comment, so I echoed it back to you. So I would go Baltimore number 1. Got Derrick Henry, man. I mean, he's just they're gonna run the ball. You know, even without Lamar Jackson's yards, their rushing attack's gonna be good. At some point, he's gonna hit the wall. I thought that would already be happening, right? But he's tough, like you said, Hill. And I got the Bengals number 2. I think Chase Brown is really good, right? Oh, saw his twin brother at the airport.
That's what you said.
Talked to him. Thought it was Chase. I was wrong. So I came out and said, Chase? He said, no, Sydney. Super nice guy. You talk about yoked, dude. Those boys are yoked. He's bigger than Chase.
But
He's my height. He's about 215, but 215 and just all shoulders and arms, man. That dude is yoked. Nice guy. Really nice guy. Congratulate him on the championship win. Texted my Philly buddies, and I said, you know what? He was so nice. I'm kind of changing my opinion on the Philadelphia Eagles fans. And they're like, oh, okay, good. And I said, not you two. I don't like you two, as you both know. And I don't like them. I don't like either one of them. So there you go.
It's not very fair.
It's not. It's not fair. So I got Cleveland third, actually. I think, Junkins, he's a beast, dude. I think he's the third. And then Ford, I think Junkins will have a pretty good year for them. Their offensive line, all that. Pittsburgh, I like the kid. He's from, what's he from? Hamilton? The Iowa running back's from Hamilton, Cincinnati, I think. He's from Cincinnati.
I think so, yeah.
He's a good player, but I think Judkins is better than him. So everybody went nuts for him. I honestly thought Warren was better than Najee when he was there. He just didn't get all the carries. So Najee, the Iowa back, kind of similar. I think the Iowa back's got a little more pop. But I got Pittsburgh number 4. 4. If they don't have Aaron Rodgers, they might be drafting in the top 4. Boom, I went there. Take that, Pittsburgh fans. What do you think of that, Zorns?
I love it.
I love it, too.
Anything bad can happen to them, I love.
Mike Tomlin's going to get his ass fired, Zorns.
So.
See you, Mike Tomlin. You haven't won a playoff game. I'm going to get on a rant here. Just for you, but you haven't won a playoff game forever. You talk about living in the past. Bengals fans live in the past. Who lives in the past, Zorns? Who's quoting Terry Bradshaw and Ben Roethlisberger? Is it us?
So you know what's living in the past?
What?
This beer, because I'm going to
go get you one. They are living in the past. The past. Let's talk about as Zorns slowly, methodically moves along here. Miserable spring, as we talked about. How about the Cincinnati Redlegs? You know, the Reds are playing some decent ball right now. The problem with them, they have that feel of what is typically a 500 team. Win 6 or 7 in a row, look good, go 5-2, whatever, over 7, and then go 2-5, right? But if their bats start hitting at all, man, their pitching's been really good. And the upside of it is, you know, people are, Francona wasn't, Bell's. Come on, man. Francona's doing a hell of a job of this team, I think, all things considered. Like,
he is.
People are bashing on him, but I think he's doing a hell of a job. He's keeping them in it. They're around 500. And, the series last week against the Cubs was hard to watch. I watched it, in Denver, some of it. But they lost 2 out of 3, but they blew 2 games. Played really well yesterday. Kind of got a little shaky at the end, but they won it. We'll watch them today. So I think, what you can hope for with this team, and I think it's going to happen with the young team. Matty Baseball's not hitting.
No.
A lot of guys, I don't know if he's still hurt, maybe.
Ellie's playing pretty good.
He is. He's playing well. I think they're going to hang around all year. I don't know they're going to be quite as good as I thought they were going to be, maybe. But I think they're going to keep it in the race.
Yeah.
Keep us entertained all the way to Bengals season. That's all you can ask for.
That's all you can ask for.
And maybe, they slip in. You never know. I hope they make the wild card.
Yeah,
they're going to be right there for that wild card.
And a 5-game series with 1 and 2 and 3 pitching that they got, you never know. If they get hot. Green's pitched pretty good. He's had his moments.
Yeah, that's kind of typical.
Typical. Yeah.
And
let's be honest. It's not like he's 30. He's still learning the league too. He's been hurt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like him. I like him too.
And
I like Abbott too.
How could you not?
Yeah.
I think Cardinals. Now they come on. Now Milwaukee's coming on. That division's a little bit better than I thought they were going to be. Cubs they got some young guys that are really playing. So. Been cool to go to that. I thought about it going to Chicago this weekend, being really cool. So, but didn't do it. So here we go. So I was at Denver, as I mentioned, roamed around. That would be a hell of if you could only get some free time to go to a fucking road game, you candy ass. That'd be a good one to go to. Monday night football, Mile High, whatever the hell they call it now, Vesco, Empower Field, or whatever it is. Be a nice trip, dude.
Be a good trip, but nice.
You're not a real fan.
I am.
You don't want to go on the road. You're afraid.
If you cut me right now, I would bleed orange.
Show me. You are bleeding. You got a heartbeat right there.
Right there.
There it is. But the Green Bay game, I think, would be my favorite. It'd be cool to go to the Pittsburgh game in Pittsburgh. That'd be kind of neat. But Green Bay and Denver, either one of those games.
It'd be cool. It would be. It'd be super cool. We'll go one day, buddy. I promise. I promise.
Bullshit. I'm going without you, dude. Fuck you.
I said will.
I'm probably going to go to the Packers game. Lambeau Field. We'll do a live one. You back here, me there. Live stream right before the game.
I don't think I'd like you if you did that.
I'd be out there. Woo, Stevie! Miss you. Not really. Green Bay tailgates. That'd be a fun trip, dude.
I'd feel sorry for them that you was even in their presence.
You going to go?
No.
You are a candy ass. That's weak. Be cool. Jordan Love. Denver be cool, too. That's going to be a tough game. All right, we got a few questions and answers, a little shorter version of the podcast today. You got anything else you want to add before we get this Q&A?
Roll with it, brother.
Roll with it, brother. So Russell says, is there a new trunk league?
This isn't fair.
Maybe someone should be really good at it.
I was a little dude back then.
You were a little dude. So the backstory is I had nothing to do with this, of course. Russell and various other people like to throw Steve in the back of a trunk and drive around with him. Just because we didn't have room in the car. It just wasn't being mean. He wanted to go. There's no room in the car. You went in the trunk. Is that fair?
It's not fair because I was like, I don't know, 60 freaking pounds back in, probably like 4'9". I was a little sucker, and you put me in the trunk.
I didn't.
You could have fit 3 of me back there.
True.
Yeah, not. But I think I was a good sport about it. I don't think I beat around a whole lot. I think I was just sat back here and enjoyed it.
When he hit the brakes real hard, though, it stops. And he didn't do a very good job controlling yourself. You come up and hit the back seat, kind of mess with all those.
It was a long time ago. I don't remember all the specifics.
Of course, you got a concussion on
Yeah.
it. That explains a lot, actually.
Could be
that explains a lot
problem
for the rest of your life there. What really happened there? So that was not a real question. It was a real question by Russ, but it's not a real football question. So Landon asked if the Bengals will concede with Stewart's contract versus Landon. I don't think so.
I don't either.
He'll just come in. He'll do what he does. He'll come in late. He'll be there for camp, would be my prediction, training camp. But, yeah, it's not a good look, but here we go. So, rule changes. Talk about them, what our feelings are on it. So, now if you go into – this is the first one we'll get, which I kind of agree with this one. You go into overtime now, both teams – I'll clarify, there's an asterisk. Both teams get the ball. So, the Bengals are playing the Ravens. The Ravens go down and score a touchdown. Lamar Jackson runs the whole time because he can't throw. Baltimore fans love it. They're still talking about that. Lamar Jackson cannot throw the football. He can throw the ball when somebody's wide open, like street football. Like if you and I were out here throwing, guy wide open, I'm throwing to him. He can't throw otherwise. Sorry, I'm off track. But if they score a touchdown first, the Bengals still get the ball and would have to score a touchdown and the game's over. I like that. Your thoughts on that? Then I'll throw the asterisk in.
No, I do like that. It doesn't make the game over. You know what I mean? Like, if they go down and score, and you're like, oh, crap, that's it. I mean, no, at least you say, okay. Especially with how this defense played last year, it gives this offense a chance to come back. Now,
go for 2 and win the game and walk off.
Yeah. Or you do like you was at Baltimore last year and doesn't work out.
Yeah, that was dumb.
That was horrible.
That was dumb. But the other side of that is the part they didn't change. So I'll throw this in first. So if Lamar Jackson,
so if both teams score a touchdown, then it goes back to ball. It's just whoever scores next, right?
Then just like it did, but there's only 10 minutes. That's my next point. There's only 10 minutes.
Right.
They didn't expand the time.
Right.
So you're begging for ties. That part of it makes no sense. If you don't make the change, extend the minutes.
12 minutes.
Yeah.
Or full
just
quarter.
Play football
something.
like every. I just don't understand that.
Yeah.
That's modern. That's Manfred in baseball, the hockey commissioner. They all want to pansy ass the game down, right? So. But when Lamar Jackson throws a lollipop up, and Justin's favorite player, he asked the question, Justin's favorite player, Geno Stone, picks it off and runs it back, game's over.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. You start right there, Geno Stone. And Justin, this is a little tongue-in-cheek, sarcastic question. Should they even have a punter make the roster because their defense is so bad they're going to have to go for it every time? I think that's a little harsh.
That's a little harsh. Well, they got a good punter.
They do have a good punter.
So I say yes. Let him make the team. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I
never know.
Yeah. You never know. You might kick it all the way and they find he had a hell of a year.
Yeah.
I think if they get Trey back and Shamar in here, which they will on both, I predict that. I think that will happen.
It's going to happen.
Then their pass rush is a whole lot better. The run defense is a whole lot better. Who they added. So
I mean, they don't even have to be a whole lot better.
No.
Just
a little bit better.
Somebody sometime. Yeah. I mean, that first 7 or 8 games was just, I don't want to keep getting back, but it was pitiful.
And they were giving up huge chunk plays. This is ridiculous.
Against a rookie quarterback, it's just,
yeah, it was bad. Yeah, that Denver game. There's plenty of
they're going to be better. I promise you they're going to be better. I'll say it right now.
Say it.
I'm going to go out on a limb.
Say it.
They're going to be a top 25 defense.
25. You call that a limb?
No, honestly, they'll be middle pack. I
They have to be
really
top
believe.
half the league.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the older teams that won championship, you'd see including Montana's Niners, like that 84, 1984. They went 15. Everybody talks about who's the best team ever that they've seen. Like I get the 85 Bears, believe me, I get it. But I think the 84 Niners were 15-1 as well, and their defense is off the charts. This is pre-Jerry Rice. And their offense, statistically, both of them are off the charts. They dominate the whole season in the playoffs, right? You don't have to be that. If their defense is win or attack, what is that? If their defense is top 15 or 16, their offense is going to be top 5. I think that's all you have to be.
I think they win 13 games.
I do too, 12, 13, but their defense has to be that.
Yes.
Now, if they're as bad as they were last year, think about it. They were 9-8.
Yeah.
The defense couldn't have.
And lost to the worst team in the league.
Yeah, right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. And their defense was really bad. So I get what you're saying, but the last question we have, and then I'll talk about something, is Yates asked about the stadium issue. There's people concerned, man, about them moving. I don't see it.
I'm not concerned about them moving out of Ohio or Cincinnati. I mean, they can go to Hamilton County. They can go to Northern Kentucky. I mean, they can still be the Cincinnati Bengals, just not be downtown.
I don't think that's going to happen either.
I don't think it's going to happen. They'll come to it. It was a little shady what the county done though, because they hired an outside source. That outside source was also the Cleveland Browns source.
Yeah.
So there was a conflict of interest within the state, and so the state was going to give so much money to Cleveland for their stadium. Well, then it's like, okay, if you hire the same guy, how's he going to maneuver money for both stadiums? It was a little shady.
The other side of that, like, speaking of the Browns moving, like, to not be on the lake.
Oh, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That's like one of their, sure.
Aren't they doing a dome, I think? That's ridiculous. That's just an owner. That's what we talked about many times. Corporate owners, they don't, tradition be damned. They'll fuck it all over for a few bucks, right? So they can have 3 concerts a year.
Yeah.
It's
asinine. The Bengals don't want to move. They want to be downtown.
They'll be there.
They've put all this resources in the county and the city to make downtown like it real. I mean, because they've talked about having a draft there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in the running for what was it, the 28 or 29 draft. I mean, they've got the space, they've got the room, they've got the downtown to do it, and they still got projects. I think the biggest thing with a lot of the having things come in is hotels.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Having places for people to stay where they're not driving 35, 40, 45 minutes to be able to stay and be able to get back down to downtown. But I think it's going to get done. I really do.
It's a corporate world now. And
it is.
Sports have turned more to that, and I'm against it, as you know.
And the Browns aren't corporate. That's why it's always like this, right? It's just like, no.
And I'm on their side most of the time.
I am too.
I'm on their side.
I am too.
Like, a lot of times they'll get hammered on that 4-letter network that we hate, ESPN. Like, oh, the Bengals don't want to vote against. I'd vote against it. It's awful.
Absolutely.
And they're pack rats. They all go in the same direction. You got to fall in line.
You don't want to be that guy.
And they want to make sure they're buddies, you know. And
Brown and Kate, they don't care.
No, it used to be that the only renegade was Al Davis and then Jerry Jones. Now they're all the same. They're all of them the same, maybe a handful. Mm-hmm. So it's, you know, like, I hate wrestling anymore. I don't like it. But the WrestleMania argument, too, is that the rumor is they're going to be in Vegas every year, right? And Vegas can handle anything, hotel-wise.
Yeah.
So the draft might end. You know, NFL will bow to money, and that's just, you know, the international game. We've hit on all that. But I think they'll get it done. I think having that downtown stadium, you know, like when I was by the Rocky Stadium, it's right there downtown. You walk to it in Colorado. That's how,
yeah.
Like, now it's the whole argument about the stadium is that they don't have this, they don't have, who gives a fuck? Like, it's all corporate. It's like, when they came out with the, you know, over a decade ago, that, what was it, PSLs and all this other garbage and the suites, and to bring these corporate, most of those people up in the corporate, they're not even watching games anyway. They're paying a filthy amount of money to entertain someone there and beat their own chest.
And drinking high price, whiskey. And,
look at me. Not even watching the game.
No. And they don't even know football.
And I got to be honest with you, it's all a bunch of bullshit. But I've been in red suites many, many times. Not too bad, dude.
Not bad.
It's not bad.
We're actually going not too long.
It's not bad.
I think it's August. I think I got tickets for this week.
It's not bad. But I think the true fans, that's not, the issue's not, they claim the stadium's outdated. It's not about the fans.
No.
Because where we sit, it's not out. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Absolutely fine. It's all about the corporations and all that kind of stuff, which is, sports are littered with that nonsense anymore, and it's not going back.
And real quick, from what I heard was, they're close on a 10-year deal.
They are. They're real close.
Yeah, but if you think about 10 years, 10 years ain't a long time. Because I think what they said is after 5 years, then they could do the extensions after 5 years. Mm-hmm. But I think what the Bengals are looking at, okay, this stadium, we do the renovations now. What are those renovations going to look like in 10 years? Then will it be time for a new stadium?
Yep.
10 years is a long freaking time.
It is.
In stadium years, right?
Oh, absolutely. And people got I made some people mad. That wasn't my intention that time. Sometimes it is. Like I called the Atlanta Falcons Stadium, it's just a big origami. How's that a fucking football stadium?
Yeah, it's not.
People, I can't believe you'd say
But
that.
they can do everything
The
else.
Raiders Stadium. It's not about football.
No.
It's about all the other bullshit that goes with it.
Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And, I'd prefer Lambeau Field, Bill Stadium, which will be torn down.
Yep.
This stadium, the old Brown Stadium that, we've been there, those beams and all that. But the character of that, old Yankee Stadium, like Baltimore's baseball stadium. Like, it was newer at the time. But I prefer when you're in a football stadium, it feels like and looks like you're in a football stadium.
Yeah.
Like Ohio State. Perfect. Best example I could give. That's a football.
Went to my first game this year with him, and it was
It's amazing.
It was spectacular.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I don't want some glossy, pretty, fancy, watered down, but that's what everybody else wants anymore. So, anyway, please, we are live on all of for your podcast. You share it. We are on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, iHeart, various other things.
Click,
like, subscribe, share.
Please. It'll help us get out there.
Comment.
Yes.
Only positive.
Please comment.
Give us reviews.
Yeah.
Only positive.
I was going to say even if it was negative.
I'm just kidding. Say whatever you want. Say whatever you want. So we're getting a ton of likes, ton of views, specifically on YouTube. So with YouTube, it's BTD, bang the drum, BTD Podcast Bengals. I now have 266 videos total posted. If you like old Bengals footage, and even like 2024, I posted a bunch. There's more on the way every day. Mostly every day. Posted some stuff. I'm going to post some things outside just the NFL. I have a folder or playlist of Inside the NFL, NFL Primetime, various highlights. So if you are a football connoisseur, visit YouTube, BTD Podcast Bengals. Our podcast is there. Watch it, like it, and you're getting tons of likes, tons of comments. Guy commented today. He said, what's it called when Andy Dalton takes a snap? Because I posted a video. He said it's a ginger snap. It's not bad. Not a bad joke. I don't know who it was. Not bad. So we're getting a lot of views. We're up, probably close to a couple 100,000 total views now. So I'm looking at it right now. There's an O.J. Simpson video on there when the trial came down. So I'll share it again for those of you who haven't heard. I've got...
If the gloves don't fit, please quit.
That's right. So I've got so many DVDs. I got VHSs, were a little tricky to do the shorts. I'm trying to...
Not because we're old or nothing.
Yeah, VHS are tricky.
I
got most of them on
Most
DVD.
of you don't know what the hell VHS is, but...
Here's the thing about VHS.
You can Google it.
Yeah, if they break, I can fix them. I know how to fix them.
Yeah.
DVD breaks, you're done.
You're done.
It scratches, you're done. So, I think anyway. So, I'm converting some of those. So, I'll post some older videos. Posted one of Chris Henry, got a lot of views on it. I thought that might be cool if his son grabbed it right. Touchdown against Green Bay in Green Bay. Kind of cool.
I don't care.
You don't care about Chris Henry? He's dead, man.
I'm just saying. It would be cool if he catches a bunch of touchdowns, but I'm just not a Ohio State fan.
No, I'm saying it's cool that his son would see his dad get
sure.
Man, I thought, he is a heartless prick. Now I see what you're saying. Man, ruthless. Cold-hearted. So I think, as we go along, we'll have a show in a couple weeks. We will be live at some point. We'll be sharing videos live from Field Day.
We can probably do one next week.
We'll do one next week. We're going to be around. We got some other topics. Shoot us topics that you like to be, not only questions and answers, topics you'd like for us to address. We'll do it. We'll go into positional reviews. Tight end.
Yes.
Probably D-line. We've got all those coming up. We'll dig in more to the AFC North. Rumors. We're not going to talk about Aaron Rodgers maybe, but maybe we will. Who knows what will happen by then. Will he retire? Will he go to the Steelers? TBD. Maybe we'll have more news on Trey Hendrickson.
Yes.
We'll talk about that. We've got a lot of stuff coming. Send us out, Stevie boy.
Real quick. I know our schedule has been a little all over the place, but as the season gets started, our schedule will be more organized. We'll have some more dates, so when when BTD will be coming in. Right now, with it being the type of season we are, we're both busy, but yet we are here for you guys. So, with that being said, all slow traffic, stay to the right. Have a good one. See you, Scotty D.
See you, dudes.
No, I know. It's kind of like a
since I was a tiny boy.